This week, the signature event in the city of Plattsburgh every summer, the Battle of Plattsburgh Commemoration, is marking a milestone. This will be the 25th anniversary of the Battle of Plattsburgh Commemoration, happening over the next week from September 7th to the 11th, including a parade and reenactments. Many of the marching bands and reenactors from Canada, who have come for many years, are returning for the first time since the pandemic. And a favorite, the United States Navy Band, is returning.
The big news this year is on Thursday night, we're going to have a concert at the Strand with the United States Navy Military Band. Haven't been here in over 10 years. It should be a great start to the commemoration. We have a lot of reenactors coming. They'll have the encampment at the Kent DeLord House. That leads up to the Battle of Plattsburgh Parade this year. Should be bigger than ever.
And philanthropist William Pomeroy, who was a descendant of a soldier who fought in the War of 1812, will be the Grand Marshal of this year's parade. He's the founder of the Pomeroy Foundation, which provides grants to communities to highlight their local history. They've long supported the Battle of Plattsburgh Commemoration. And you can find a full schedule of events for the Battle of Plattsburgh Commemoration coming up next weekend at 1814inc.com. And joining us this week is Tom Donahue, who is the president of the Battle of Plattsburgh 1814 Commemoration Committee. Welcome. And also Kit Booth, who for a number of years volunteered to organize and oversee the Battle of Plattsburgh Commemoration. Kit, it's so great to see you again.
Great to be here.
We just heard a little bit in the setup. The Battle of Plattsburgh Commemoration celebrating a special year this year, the 25th commemoration. Lots of events planned for next week, coming up September 7th through the 11th. And Tom, I guess let's begin with some of the highlights for this year.
Well, one of the big events this year is the U.S. Navy Band from the Northeast is coming up. They're going to do a concert starting on Thursday night over at the Strand. That'll kick us off. Then on Friday afternoon, we get into the regular three-day event, accumulating with the Crab Island event on Monday. So it'll be actually a four-day event this year. Some of the other things, that got the Glengarry boys kicking off the Friday night concert. Fireworks will be that night. The big parade's going to be great this year on Saturday. We got a lot of bands coming. Norwich University, the U.S. Navy Band will be there. Local bands and pipe and drum people.
The commemoration will be back in full swing this year. It was scaled back for the past couple of years during the pandemic, and last year the border had reopened, but you ran into the issue with the reenactors and the band members from Canada. Many of them couldn't get down because, like us on this side as well, people were still waiting for their passports to be processed.
Yeah, the backlog in passports, the gun law that restricted the reenactors from carrying their rifles with them, all that's been cleared up.
And that's nice because they set up the Grand Encampment.
The Grand Encampment,
Kent
DeLord House
Museum,
right.
And that is special because people can go and meet them and interact with them.
Experience what it was like back then. That's great. Yeah.
You mentioned the parade that's being held on Saturday, September 9th, with reenactors, floats, and marching bands, and also a very special guest as Grand Marshal.
Grand Marshal William Pomeroy this year is going to be our Grand Marshal. For 3 years running, they have donated $10,000 to our event. That he's really into history, and he thinks this is a very special event, as we do, and we're proud to have him. This is going to be great.
And his foundation does such great things, as you mentioned, especially helping communities mark, celebrate, commemorate their history.
Right,
and
right.
They put up many of the signs that we see now because the state isn't doing that anymore.
Right, no longer done by New York State. So the Pomeroy Foundation, you'll see the red signs with the gold letters. Those are Pomeroy signs that are replacing the ones that the state doesn't do anymore. Yeah, it's a great foundation. They do a lot of work.
And after the big parade, the beat retreat. That's always a special event held at City Hall, on the steps of City Hall.
Yeah, competition amongst the bands that are in the parade. That's always fun, yeah.
And Kit, it'll be nice to have them back because we're seeing this year a number of things that we've had for a number of years.
That's right,
in the weekend,
that's right.
With the U.S. Navy Band and things like that. And so that must be special for you to see a lot of these acts coming back for the special 25th anniversary.
The Navy is spectacular. They normally wear their white uniforms, and they're just beautiful to see and to hear. And the Norwich Band is huge. You know, that's something in the area of 60 musicians.
And the drill team both coming.
And the
this
drill
year.
team
Yes.
is coming too.
Yes, that'd be great.
Kit, as you look back over
Yeah.
the years and what the Battle of Plattsburgh has become. You and a core group of volunteers started this in 1998. That was the same year.
1998 was the first year.
And that was the same year that the anchor of the Compliance.
The anchor of the Confiance, which was the British flagship, was raised from the bay here. It was shot off during the opening salvos of the naval battle. That crippled the British flagship, and the Americans were able to, in a very few hours, say, strike your flag, folks, with this over.
And now that anchor has a special
Now that anchor is
right
in
in the
City Hall,
City Hall.
in the lobby upstairs on the second floor of City Hall.
So for many years, you, Gary Vancour, other volunteers, Linda Harwood, Linda Ward, Chris and Stan Ransom, I mean, there have been a core group of people who have really dedicated themselves to
They're
this.
still doing it. Some
And
of
they
them.
still are.
Yeah,
Stan
yeah.
and Chris
Still
are
there.
still volunteering and doing
Yeah.
the kids' events. They really have dedicated themselves to this year after year after year.
That's right. They want to see it continue and succeed. Unfortunately, it's difficult to get people to volunteer. And I would say, folks, if you have any interest in seeing the Battle of Plattsburgh continuing, it needs to have more people helping. So please step up and volunteer.
A lot of people think that, you know, everybody volunteers to do this. Well, the thing is, our committee volunteers to do all the work setting it up, but we have to pay the bands and the reenactors, and we have to pay the concert people and the musical people, and all the events have to get paid for. So it's the contributions of the community that pay for that, which is questionable about the future of the Battle of Plattsburgh. If our committee keeps getting smaller, we're not going to be able to do what we do. And if you want to see the Battle of Plattsburgh continue on a yearly basis, there's going to have to be some changes. You know, if there's businesses out there that believe in the history of this area and this event, we're looking for underwriters, someone that we can count on each year to give us a portion of what we need to make the Battle of Plattsburgh happen.
A lot of people may not realize that the bands, the reenactors, other people do get paid to participate.
Yes, they do.
That's why you have the buttons, and that's why people buy the buttons, because that money, along with donations from the
Yes,
community,
it's interesting. If people
help pay for it.
You know, we advertise this as a free event because it is free. You don't have to buy a button, but and people say it's $15 for a button. What do I get for that? You know, you get 4 days of everything you want to do with yourself, your kids, the concerts. There's 3 concerts this year. That we have a Studio 2 Beatles concert on Saturday night at the Strand. All you have to have is a button to get there to see it. You know, again, what Kit mentioned, the Navy Band is free because that's part of America, but they're only here because we've asked them to come here to be part of our event, but we have to pay for our event. So a donation to a button is recommended, not necessary, but it certainly makes this thing happen.
Tom, an event this year that started last year celebrates the McDonough Monument. It's going to be open to visitors.
Yep.
People are encouraged, if they're in good health and able to do it, to the challenge of going up the 156 steps.
156 Club. Yeah, it's interesting. It's been open each year. But last year we decided we need to promote this more so people know what's there. So we came up with what we're calling the 156 Club. If you climb the mountain 156 steps up and 156 steps back down, you're going to be a part of the 156 Club. Last year, I think there were over 400 people that went up to see the mountain.
Really, that many?
It was amazing. It would look like Disneyland for a while. There was lines waiting to get in there. It was great.
Kit, as you look back now over 25 years, you must be proud of what this has
absolutely.
become, how this has grown, what you and many other volunteers have done. This is really now the signature event for the city of Plattsburgh.
And I think if we haven't done anything else, we've educated the people of the city of Plattsburgh what this was all about. And I think a whole lot of people know a lot more about it now than they ever did before. So I'm really, really proud of that legacy, let's call it.
Kit Booth, Tom Donahue, thank you so very much.